So yesterday I went to Ulta and I picked up this foundation right here. It's the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. I got the shade beige. I know a lot of people were talking about this. I'm not one to run to the store and grab the first new product that they release. I like using the products that I have, and then when I'm running low, like I was the other night, then I like going and trying on other products. So I really wanted to give this a shot. I asked a bunch of you if on Instagram if you wanted to see first impressions or a final thoughts, meaning if you wanted me to try the product out for a couple of weeks and then let you know what I overall think of it. And 56% of you said first impression and 44% said final thoughts. So I'll do both for you guys. Well, today will be the first time I'm doing a first impressions. And I did also pick up the mattifying primer. In case you're new to my channel, I love a medium to full coverage foundation. I love drugstore foundations, and I do have combination skin and acne prone. I am breaking out a little bit and I do have some scarring, so that's why I like something with more of a coverage. So we are going to try this out and I'll let you know what I think. So I did get the shade beige. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And I've already applied my eye cream and hydrated and moisturized my skin. So let's just use the primer. So both of these, this product was $15 and this was $12.99 at Ulta. So you get 0.84 fluid ounces. Product is very clear and very thick. Hopefully you can see it. So I'm just going to apply so the formula feels really thick with this primer. And I'm actually just pressing this into my skin. It's actually saying to tap. So we're gonna tap. I do have an issue with foundation not breaking up on my nose, so I'm really hoping this works. If you're familiar with Becca's mattifying primer, I don't even think I have it right here, but it kind of reminds me of this. I know normally when people do first impression videos, they do half their face with primer and the other half without. I am not that person that uses foundation ever without primer. So you are not going to see that on my channel. I'm actually really dry on the sides of my face because I've been using a retinol cream. So I'm just putting a small amount of primer there. So now, oh, let me read you the description on this foundation as well. So this foundation retails for $15. There is 45 shades and it says lightweight, waterproof, and pigmented AF. Our new Can't Stop Won't Stop Foundation Our new Can't Stop Won't Stop Foundation hustles as hard as you do. This comfy liquid formula comes in 45 flattering tones that don't transfer. Every creamy shade glides on smooth, delivering matte coverage, and color stays true up for 24 hours. Our little overachiever also works to control shine and mattify your complexion all day long, but it doesn't stop there. This foundation is non-comedogenic and suitable for normal, oily, and combination sensitive skin types. So it's supposed to do all of that. So it seems like it has a lot to live up to. I'm not really sure who's going to be wearing a foundation for 24 hours, but I do have issues with my foundations not holding up. So I'm really looking forward to trying this, and I hope it works. Now, I know in other first impressions video, usually people do one side with a brush and the other with a beauty blender or a beauty sponge. I don't normally put my foundation on with a brush, but I did break one out for you guys. This is my Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. So I'm just gonna pump one full pump. That's what one pump looks like. I feel like I'm gonna need more, but let's just start off small, and I'm just going to stipple this. I hope this shade matches. This is looking a little light and really yellow. I don't know. I'm gonna switch to my sponge because I just don't like the way foundations go on with brushes. I do think this may be a little too light for me though. But we'll see if we can make it work. So I'm using my Eco Tools. Oh, this is yellow. Okay, we're just gonna keep going through it. It's covering really well though. The coverage is there. Usually a lot of foundations oxidize on me, so I'm hoping that's what's gonna happen here. So this foundation it's way too yellow, it's way too light for me. As you can see, I don't put foundation directly underneath my eyes, and I kind of leave up here bare since I'm gonna go in with a cream contour. But this is not the right shade. I want to see if this oxidizes. The foundation is not grabbing on my nose properly. It's really patchy. It doesn't look like it's going on smooth. I don't know if it's because my skin is a little dry right now because I said I am using a retinol cream, but this is not looking really good. I'm going to see if I can make it work and give it some time for some of my natural oils to peek through, but it's not picking up on my nose properly. So I'm just gonna finish the rest of my face and see if I can make this work. Right now, I don't want to leave the house like this. This is not cute. So I just came back from Ulta and I picked up a darker shade. I'm really hoping this matches. The other shades looked a little too dark, but the first shade I was just not able to make it work. And I also took back the primer for this. It was a little too mattifying, a little too drying. I picked up the Nalanie Prime Shield. I heard really good things about this primer, so I'm gonna give it a shot, but I'm only gonna put this in my T-zones only because around the perimeter of my face is a little dry since I was telling you guys that I've been using a retinol product. What else? Oh, so the reason I also took back the Can't Stop Won't Stop primer is because it reminds me a lot of the Becca mattifying primer. I actually have that. This is what it looks like in case you don't know what I'm talking about. So when I'm finished with this one, I'll probably get that one to substitute it, since it's, I think it was only $13 for that, and this is about $38. So this is quite expensive, and the other one just reminds me of it. So there was no point of me holding on to that. So I'm just gonna prime my face, and then we will try this foundation on. This primer actually feels really good. It's really smooth. I think I can get away with it all over my face. I did hydrate my skin really, really well. So in case I look really shiny and greasy, it's because I had to hydrate my skin. In case you see me looking this way, that's where my larger mirror is. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I know a lot of people, when they do first impressions, they do half of their face with a primer and the other half without. And then they also do half of their face with a beauty sponge and the other half with a brush. I refuse to use any foundation without a primer, and I don't like using brushes for my foundation. Maybe I just need to get a really good one, but the ones that I have right now, it just leaves my face really streaky. So I'm always going to use a primer, and I'm always going to gravitate towards products that, well, gravitate towards foundations where it looks good with a beauty blender. If you guys have any really good buffing foundation brushes, comment below. I'll definitely want to check that out. Okay, so I was just really, really working the primer into my skin. I take a lot of time with my base. Okay, so the shade that I ended up getting was Classic Tan. So this is it right here. And I'm just going to pump. I'm using my Eco Tools sponge. And I'm just getting any of the extra water out. I'm going to use 2 pumps and then work from there. My face is a little sunburnt. Because normally my face is a completely different color than my skin. Than my body. Okay, so this foundation is, this color is already so much better. And put another pump, only because with a sponge, I know this looks like a lot of foundation, but if you use any damp sponges, it absorbs a lot of product and it doesn't go on super full coverage. It's more of a medium. Usually if I use a brush, it'll be a lot more full coverage. Foundation seems to be sitting pretty well on my skin with that primer. So I think the other primer just wasn't, I don't know, I assumed because it was the same line that was gonna go well, but for my skin it wasn't. It's looking really patchy. The foundation wasn't grabbing onto my nose, and with this it is. So what I like to do is, because I like full coverage, since I have a bunch of old acne scars, just like on my cheek area, I go in with a thin layer first, and then anywhere that I need a little more, I just go onto that area. So like over here, I need a little extra, and I'm literally just pushing the product in lightly because I want a little more coverage. You can also use a brush. On camera, it looks like it's a little lighter, but in person, it's matching pretty well. It looks like it's darker here because obviously I have dark circles. I definitely want to say with a sponge, it's a medium to full coverage. I still have a little bit of darkness over here. Let me see if I can just add the tiniest amount, literally the tiniest amount, because I really want to cover that. And I know using a brush will definitely cover it. I'm just being really gentle, placing that on that area. So this is what it's looking like. And it's a complete night and day difference from earlier. It doesn't feel drying, it feels really hydrating. And I have combination skin. Very sensitive skin. That's also why I always make sure I use a primer, because I like that barrier between my skin and the actual foundation. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like. This is 3 pumps, but it was also with a damp beauty sponge. I'm gonna do the rest of my face. I'm gonna let the foundation sit in. I'm gonna see how it holds up, and then I'll let you guys know my initial first thoughts on it. If I do like it, I will try it out for a couple of weeks, test it out with different primers and different products, and then I'll give you an updated thoughts and review on it at a later date. So I will be right back. Okay, so this is the Okay, so all of my makeup is on. I did film this look for you guys and I took my time. So I want to say this foundation's been on my face for about 2 hours. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. I do like it. I want to say if you use this product with a damp beauty sponge or beauty blender, whatever you have, it will be more of a medium to full coverage. If you use a brush, I guarantee you it's going to be full coverage. Like I said, if you saw in the beginning of the video, I tried using the Sigma Kabuki, the flat Kabuki F80 brush, and it just wasn't having it. So I left that out. I really wanted to give this product a shot because I'm always on a mission looking for a really good drugstore foundation. I also don't have a good foundation brush. So if you do have a foundation brush that you love and you recommend, just comment below. I'd love to check it out. What can I say about it? The price is great. It's about $15 for this. There's 45 shades. And as long as you're hydrating your skin really well, I think you're gonna really like this foundation. If you do have drier skin, I do not recommend getting the primer that's with this line. It's a little too drying. Like you saw earlier, it was separating really bad, and I think it's because, actually I don't even know what it's because it was separating on my nose. So I can't recommend that because I didn't have a good experience with it, but I did use the Nalanie primer and I really liked the way that went on. So overall, I guess I don't know, I really like this. It's very lightweight and it gives you really nice coverage. So if you're looking for a really good everyday foundation and you want some coverage and you want something long lasting, because I'm not even noticing any separating on areas that I would normally get separating from, even with my high-end foundations. Like my nose area, there's no separating. My smile lines, that area always separates really bad, but it hasn't been separating yet. So I'm sure within a couple of hours it probably will, but that's nothing out of the norm for me. So all in all, I would definitely recommend giving this foundation a shot. If you go to Ulta and you don't like it, you can always return it, but overall I think it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to trying this out for the next couple of weeks, and if my mind changes, you know, or yeah, if my mind changes, then I will let you guys know. But as of right now, I am really impressed with this. I do recommend it. And I think that's it for this review. First impressions. Like I said, this is my first time doing a first impression, so bear with me. Hopefully they will get better. But if you are using this foundation and you like it, or if you don't like it, comment below and let me know what foundations you would recommend. And yeah, I guess I will see you in my next video.